Thanks for joining us for American Medicine Today. I'm Kimberly Bermel, joined by Ethan Euchre.
Happy to be here.
And Jeff Wagstaff.
Thanks for having me.
Now, we all know post-traumatic stress disorder is very real, and joining us right now is Bryan Carpenter, former U.S. Marine and top-selling author of Never Ending Battle After Iraq, A Marine's Road to Recovery. And he's here to discuss post-traumatic stress disorder and how returning veterans can deal with it. So thanks for being here, Bryan.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
And there's a lot to get to, Bryan. Your story, life as Marine, dealing with PTSD. Then, of course, we want to talk about the whole VA debacle and scandal. So a lot to get in. So let's start with that day you were hit by a roadside bomb in Iraq.
Okay, yes. I was hit with the roadside bomb on June 6, 2006, and put in immediate coma 2.5 weeks, and I got cut for emergency tracheostomy and nicked my carotid artery, which forced them to do a 6-unit blood transfusion in my coma, where the body only holds 12 to 14 units of blood.
Wow.
So then I woke up with a million things of injuries and disabilities and 120 pounds, and the doctor said I was probably never going to walk independently again. So I kind of dedicated myself to getting better, getting back to normal. I was on a platform walker, learning to walk again. I looked at myself in the mirror and promised myself I was going to get back to normal. So then I got medically retired 2008 off med hold and set on my way to try to adapt in society and find my place in life again.
And that must have been a very difficult transition. I know we talk all the time about veterans who end up taking their own lives, supposedly 22, I think every day. Did you ever have those kind of thoughts?
Back when the VA had me on quite a bit of meds, and that kind of screwed with my brain a lot more. Than I had a severe traumatic brain injury on top of all the meds that they had me on, kind of put me in a different world. And yes, I've had the thought, never would I actually follow through with it, but it was always a thought of, what if I was gone? Would anybody miss me? Nobody would even care, because now I'm just a pain in the butt to the country for being disabled and the government taking care of me now.
Bryan, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
You have lived through the hell that we hear about all the time. You gave the ultimate sacrifice for your country in experiencing the injuries that you did. And the way that you just phrased that is the kind of things that we hear about the VA and the way the country welcomes back people like yourself who've done so much for the country. How was it trying as an injured vet? How was it coming back to the country and trying to reestablish your life and, as you said, kind of find your place in life?
I will give it to the country on support. I mean, I go out there, I'm still getting my hands shook all the time, people thanking me and all this stuff. But then the country don't accept people like me. I'm 100% disabled. I'm on Social Security disability. So me finding a new dream to live for, me finding a new job or career or something to give me something in life is almost impossible, because nobody wants the liability of 100% disabled Marine from all these combat injuries to get hurt on the job, and they have to take care of me.
You know, everyone reacts differently to post-traumatic stress disorder. What were some of your symptoms? How did it affect your life?
My main ordeal is my react before I think. They train us hardcore in the Marine Corps to react before you think, because if you've got to think about it, then react, it's too late. You're already dead. So my blood in my heart is always react before I think. On top of that is my anger and aggression. I have, just like a drill instructor all the time. Well, when something flips my switch, I react, and then I think later, and I always react in the wrong way because I'm still in kill mode from the Marine Corps, and that's what kills me the most.
When you go into the military, obviously they train you and they program you to react and then think. So when you leave the military or you're discharged, do they ever deprogram? Do they try to retrain your way of thinking?
That is my biggest problem with the military doing that, is they put so much time, dedication, and money into training us into killing machines. But then when we're done with our time, it's, all right, see you later. They just kind of brush us off, and he's like, now you go deal with life and try to transition back your own way. Now, there are programs out there that they're trying to kick up to transition us back into normal life. But that before, it was pretty much nothing. It's, you're on your own. See you later. Thanks for serving.
Bryan, I can't imagine what you're experiencing. Suppose you weren't injured, but the things that you experienced in Iraq, you come home, if you're a married guy, you've got kids, to go from a combat live or die situation to come home it just common sense says there should be some transition there for you. Mm-hmm. And based on your injury, I can't imagine how difficult it is to adjust to civilian life.
I'm kind of like an injured dog. You know how injured dogs are very aggressive and they're first to attack, they're first to defend themselves because they're disabled and they feel weak and they feel vulnerable.
Right.
That's kind of how I am with my brain and all my injuries I took, from 7 vertebrae in my lower back, my shattered pelvis, my shattered ankles, my traumatic brain injury, my broken sternum they had to cut out the bottom piece called the xiphoid process, internal bleeding, all the stuff I went through. I feel very vulnerable out there, and with the sick world we have now, it's very easy to be attacked or very easy to be taken advantage of or in some way or another, and it's just, I'm just like a ticking time bomb with everything, so I always feel like I'm going to be attacked.
And Bryan, you said that you're basically on full disability. What is your day-to-day life like now? I mean, are you wheelchair bound? Are you functional? What type of injuries, how have you healed in the sense that you can still function day to day?
When I woke up from my coma at 120 pounds, they said I was either going to be wheelchair bound or forearm crutches the rest of my life. So then I'm still currently today still focused hardcore on my physical rehabilitation, but now I'm a walking miracle. I went from 120 pounds 10 years ago, and today I walk around at 225, 230, solid muscle. I've dedicated my life to mixed martial arts,
good for you,
bodybuilding, personal training. I was bouncing security at bars, nightclubs, events, and tattoo conventions and all this stuff. And I ended up going to the fire academy in 2014 to become a firefighter. That's where I figured out me and a government job is not going to mix. And then even the Cleveland Indians thought I was an inspiration to society, so they let me throw out the ceremony opening pitch in 2012 for them.
Very cool. So did you try any therapy for your PTSD? We've heard of a lot of things, like we've talked about equine therapy. We've talked about, we've heard about hyperbaric therapy. Have you tried any of those things, and how have you dealt with your PTSD?
Well, like I said earlier, I've been in my therapy classes, or I'll do classes, and I do my therapy sessions with my PTSD therapist for the past 10 years. Twice a month I go, and I come up with my own coping strategies. I don't try any treatments that they offer or meds that they try to push on me. I refuse any medication that my body don't naturally produce. I come up with my own coping strategies. Just like working out, I live in the gym because your body releases them endorphins that make you feel good, make you feel accomplished. So get me going in every day and get me a great workout sends me home in a great mood. Or sarcasm, humor, and just laughter. That is probably the best medicine of it all right there, is going out and making people laugh, and going out and joke around with people and laughing your butt off all day and all night, and go to bed in a happy mood, wake up in a happy mood. Or finding stuff you like to do, like four-wheeling. I'm a hardcore four-wheeler. Four-wheeling is my thing, so I like to go out and go riding and go in the middle of the wilderness and be out in the middle of the trails, and it's my escape.
Now, Bryan, do you have any parting words for any soldiers listening that might be suffering from PTSD? Any ideas, any suggestions, any advice for them?
Yes. Find something that you like to do and dedicate to it. Or if you're injured like me, dedicate to getting better, dedicate to make yourself better, make an impression, be a role model for people. You will always give you that sense of accomplishment, which will actually heal you. Talking from experience is the best thing you can do.
The VA system, why do you think it is their hospitals aren't equipped to handle the veterans, and why wait times are so long?
I'm on both sides of the argument. Yes, they need to do something, but the VA is the largest medical industry out there. There is nothing that even comes half as close to how big the VA is. So therefore, it's impossible to see everybody when they need to be seen because they have so many people. But then again, the government can fix that by hiring more doctors, hiring more surgeons, hiring more therapists, hiring more everybody. Just put more workers in there to take care of all your vets that you sent to war and disabled them, or you went to the service and served the country. They could easily fix.
My guess would be if somebody says they need to talk to someone to turn them away, it is not a good thing.
Yeah, no, putting them on a 2 months to a year waiting list is the wrong way. Trying to turn them away to go pay for their own doctors or their own medical treatment is not the way. It's hire more medical people to take care of all these vets that need help out there.
Well, bless you, Bryan Carpenter, former U.S. Marine and top-selling author of Never Ending Battle After Iraq, A Marine's Road to Recovery.
What's your website real quick, Bryan?
BattleAfterIraq.com.
Excellent. People pick up the book.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well, again, thank you so much for your service to our country.
Thank you very much.
Have a good one, Bryan.
Thank you.
Inspiring story.
Certainly was.